Oh, it's like super hot right now. Do you see my fan blowing? It's so hot. So if I get all like whew, in this video, I apologize. I don't even know. A part of me is like, damn, shouldn't have left my hair down today. Whatever. So if you see my hair blowing every now and then, it's because my fan is on, because it is stupid hot, yo. So this is a review. I was supposed to review this about a month ago. Just haven't had a chance to, so finally getting around to it. I apologize if my eyes are like stupid scary blue right now. I'm testing out some contacts and they're like super like icy blue. So I apologize if my eyes look hella scary. This is a review on Sedona Lace's Midnight Lace Synthetic Brush Set. There's 4 in total. And it retails for about $50, like $49.95-ish. They sell out of stock pretty fast. These are really popular right now. They're very comparable to the Sigmax set, which I also have. I'll do like a little bit of a comparison. This isn't going to be like a Sedona Lace versus Sigma video, but I'll show you the Sigma ones like in comparison, because some of you guys were wondering like price difference wise which one is more worth it. I like them both and I use them both pretty often actually. Packaging wise, I think it's super cute. Black handles are always a classic and I love that they're pink. I suppose that if pink's just not your thing, this won't attract you that much. I don't know if they're ever going to make more colors. I'm assuming that the reason why they do it in the Midnight Lace is because the bristles are particular. One thing I like about these brushes is the coloring. I love pink. I love anything pink. It's supposed to be pink fading into purple, but they don't really look as purple to me. They look more like pink fading into brown, but it's supposed to be pink fading into dark purple. Supposedly what I've heard is it's supposed to mask the discoloration. It's supposed to mask them being dirty. I mean, this one for example, this is dirty. I used this like 2 or 3 times already. Spot cleaned it once in between each one, and it's pretty dirty actually, but you can't really see it. Quality wise, I just feel like these are made so well. I mean, for 6 or 7 washes, and I wash my brushes really vigorously, these are pretty damn good. Like, they haven't shed. They feel brand new every time I go back to them. Like, after they've dried, they feel brand new, like as if when I first got them from the mail. If anything, they've gotten better the more I use them. And they're super easy to clean. I feel like that's really important when it comes to synthetic brushes. I find that a lot of the synthetic brushes that I own take forever to dry, and they also take forever to clean. Even my Sephora ones, don't get me wrong, I love these to death, but they are a bitch to clean. And they also take forever to dry. Even in my Sigma Dry and Shape or whatever, like I don't even need that for these, and these dry at least within 4 to 6 hours, give or take. Except with the exception of the Kabuki, because the Kabuki is a little bit thicker and denser. I usually just kind of I set it down more like this and kind of let all the water go down out of this one, because if you were to lay this flat and dry, it takes forever. So I would definitely like kind of just set it just like that, and it dries so much faster. Another thing I noticed is these are super easy to clean. Between these and my Sigma ones, I gotta like wash them through twice, even 3 times sometimes if the foundation is really stuck in there, and it's even hard to like really get in there, like in here, because the foundation like just gets super stuck into synthetic bristles. So these I find are much easier to clean. Like usually what I do is I'll do olive oil and either baby shampoo or Dr. Bronner soap, and that usually kind of gets that foundation and gunk out, but for some reason my Sigma ones, I have to work a lot harder to clean them as opposed to these. These, like, they just come off like a dream. It's super easy and they dry faster. My Sigma ones are so damn dense that like they take longer to dry. Between the two, I can't tell you which one is better, but if those things bother you, like long drying time, easy to clean brushes, if those are things that matter to you, then I think you might like the Sedona Lace versions better. Again, like I said, I don't think that they're the same. So if you guys are looking for like an alternative, I couldn't sit here and say like, oh, Sedona Lace is better, it's cheaper and they're better. Like, I can't really say all that, because I like them both, to be honest, and I use them all for different things. These don't shed like at all. I've probably washed these at least 6 or 7 times, like deep cleaning. I've spot cleaned them, but I've at least deep cleaned them like 6 to 7 times, and not one hair has shed. It's crazy. I absolutely love that. I love that they're so easy to take care of. It's like brainless. My favorite out of the 4 is probably the angled one. This one is the number 602. This one is angled. It's very similar to the F84, which is this one from Sigma. Size-wise, they're pretty much the same. I feel like the Sigma one is slightly denser between the two. Like this one has a little bit more give to it. Like it has a little bit more give than the Sigma one does. The Sigma one is a lot more dense. They're both very amazing for blending out foundation. They're practically the same brush. I just feel like the Sigma one is slightly bigger and slightly denser and gets fluffier the more you use it. Then there is the flat top. Oh, this one right here, which is the number 928. In case you guys are wondering how Sedona Lace numbers their brushes, it's basically based on like area codes in Florida, from my understanding. So if you guys have ever had any of their brushes, their numbers are actually kind of hard to remember, so I just never really mention them per se. So this one is a flat top. This one's really amazing, like for blending in like tinted moisturizer, because it has a lot of give to it, which I love. So when it's moving around on your face, it moves, you know what I mean? Like for me, I love the F80, don't get me wrong, this is one of my favorite brushes ever, but there's not as much give with this one. That could be a good and bad thing, because the F80 works amazing for almost any formula you can think of. This one, because it has so much give, it doesn't work as well with like more long wearing formulas, like, you know, like more sticky liquidy type of foundations. So I would mostly suggest it for your extra liquidy formulations like tinted moisturizers, very liquidy foundation. It blends it like a dream. The F80, as you guys know, blends everything amazing. You can use this for damn near anything in your collection. So I do love both of these for both powder and liquid. The Sedona Lace one is slightly smaller, and it also has a lot more give to it. Like it's not as dense as the Sigma one. Okay, and then next is the round top kabuki, which is this one, and this one is the 480. And this one is very comparable to the F82. Yeah, F82 from Sigma. Again, slightly smaller. As far as density goes, to me they're almost the same, but again, the Sedona Lace ones just have a lot more give to them, and I think that makes it really amazing for blending, and it's not as like hard on your face. Like personally, I never use the Sigma round top one. It just came in the set. I rarely use it. If I do use it, it's on clients, and it's for contouring mostly. Like I do a little bit of contouring here, or if I'm just kind of doing a little bit of under eye work. But it's not my favorite brush in the collection for both of them. What I do use this for, again, like I mentioned, is for under eye work. So this one is slightly bigger for under eye work. This one is a little bit smaller. So it's really nice for like kind of blending your under eye concealer if you need it to fade into your foundation. Again, also good for contouring. I don't know, something about the Sedona Lace ones, just there's a little bit more give to the bristles, but they're both synthetic. Again, like I said, I'm not going to compare them because they're very different to me, in my opinion. They're very similar. They're comparable, if you will. And I believe the Sedona Lace ones are slightly more inexpensive. You also do get the 4th kabuki, which is, I don't think this one even has a name to it, but it looks like this. It's nice and fluffy. This is really nice for foundation too, actually. I like it more for powder, but it's also really great for foundation or tinted moisturizer, if you're, or BB creams, I notice, is really great for these. These brushes are practically, they just do the work for you. If you are looking for that flawless foundation look, I use these two the most, the flat top and the angled, and I use these for tinted moisturizer, my foundations, every formula you can think of. The MAC Face and Body foundation is very water based, and so is the Makeup Forever Face and Body. They're very watery foundations, and this brush blends it like a dream, the 928. I've tried it with all of my Sigma brushes and it just doesn't work. I even resorted to just applying with my hands because I feel like water-based foundations apply better with your hands. But if I ever feel like using a brush and I want a more diffused finish, oh, this is straight love. For any kind of foundation that I use, however, the angled one just seems to be amazing. Like I said, these two are my favorite foundation brushes at the moment. I rotate between these all the time depending on what foundation I'm using. I tend to gravitate towards the Sedona Lace one if I have a thicker formula, and I gravitate towards the Sedona Lace if it's a more smooth formula. So if it's a smoother formula and I'm just looking for a nice even coverage, that's what I use this for. The Sigma ones are very similar too though, like I said, but I guess it just depends on how you would like them to feel on your face. So if you like the way that the Sigma ones apply, but you feel like they're just super dense, then you might like the Sedona Lace ones better. The Sedona Lace ones I find are super inexpensive for what they're worth. I mean, at $50, you're basically paying a little over $10 for each brush, maybe like what, 12 bucks or so for each brush, and I think that's a super affordable price for face brushes in my opinion. Most face brushes range anywhere from $16 and up. The average face brush is like $28 maybe. At Sephora I can guarantee that all of our face brushes are $30 and up, that's for sure, for a good one anyway. So that being said, I definitely think this is worth the price. There's really not much else I can say about it except for the fact of what they're really good in using for. I find that they work best with liquid products. Anything liquid or cream based, they're amazing. Powder products, I find that only the Kabuki is multitasking when it comes to both powder and I can't think anymore. When it comes to both powder and liquid, I feel like the Kabuki is the most versatile, or the round one. This is really great if you just want to kind of set underneath your eyes with some like setting powder and you really need it to get in there. You just kind of dab it in there. It works amazing. And then the flap top is also pretty good for powder. It's not my personal favorite because I just feel like it's not big enough, but if you just need it in certain places, like if you just need to set like a mattifying powder down your T-zone, or if you just need it to touch up, it's pretty good for that. But for an all over face powder brush, not exactly my favorite. I would go for the Kabuki. I like that this set has a Kabuki. I like that it's not just a 3-piece set, it's a 4-piece set, and I think that's pretty damn good. I think there's also a choice on the website where you can get it with the brush like cup holder, kind of similar to this right here. And I think that ranges up to about $80 or so. I do have a coupon code for $4 off. That'll be down below for everybody. Price wise, they're super affordable. I mean, for 50 bucks, you really can't beat a 4-piece set of face brushes. I think that's really great. Most brush sets for $50 are, you know, they include a few eye brushes, maybe like 2 face brushes, you know what I mean? But you get basically 4 full-size face brushes that are amazing for $50. I think that's a really great affordable price. Okay, well that's pretty much all I have to say about it. As you guys know, I'm raving about it. Obviously, they have become some of my favorite brushes in my collection, along with my Sigma brushes and my MAC brushes and my very few Sephora brushes. But if you guys have any more questions or anything like that, just let me know. Leave them down in the comments, duh. And again, use the coupon code if you guys want to order it. Okay, well I hope you guys enjoy the review, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!